Howdy ho! Happy Star Wars Day, everybody. This is Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. I am your host, Scott Steen, lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com.
And I'm your co-host, Scott Reichel, senior handicapper over winnersandwhiners.com.
And together we do this every day, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Central, as we do our best to help you guys in that never-ending quest to head back to the window and cash those winning tickets. And apologies right off the bat, if it appears a little dark. This is the same shot that I had with Chris's show. We had some technical difficulties, well, really at the beginning and in the middle. But anyway, I was rushing around. I didn't get the lights on. So for continuity, I don't want the two videos side by side going, well, one of them's lit up, one of them's not. So you got me in the muted tones today. Scott, you going to celebrate Star Wars Day?
I'm going to celebrate the way I usually do, taking a nap and watching sports. In true Star Wars tradition.
Have you seen all the Star Wars movies?
No, I have seen A New Hope, and that's basically it.
Okay, very good.
I know you're a big Star Wars guy.
I am not, but I have watched all. I did watch all. I was
being sarcastic. You've told me before that you've seen them all, but you're not a big fan.
Correct. Yep, I did watch all 9 in order, 1 through 9, and that was kind of.
But you're not a fan. You just saw 9 in order.
I also watched all the Marvel movies, and I would consider myself not really a fan.
Well, you watched that because of your son, right?
I did, because all these movies are so great, and this is the greatest movie. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch them. So, and of course, I did it right before the pandemic started, which would have been the perfect opportunity, as you and I were working about 30 minutes a day in the beginning of the pandemic when there were no sports to bet on. So, how'd your Tuesday go, buddy?
Went well. Monday, I basically lost every play that I liked.
Okay.
Tuesday, I won every play that I liked, so it went pretty well. Had the no run first inning cash in the Royals game. They tried to run on Perez. What a bunch of morons. And Perez easily gunned him out at second because that's what Sal Perez does. Besides that, basketball games ended up doing pretty well in the podcast, went 2-0. So can't really complain. Overall, good day.
Very good. Hey, Bryce is in the house. Good to have Bryce here.
How's your day, by the way?
Not bad. Went 3-1 on the premiums and missed out on or hit the Golden State Memphis under. The big heartbreaker, Scott, was the farm play. And, we, by all rights, it really should have had no shot to be in that game, as it was, 2-0 after 2 periods?
Yeah, give or take.
But inexplicably, the Caps came out and put up 3 goals in the third, and then added an empty netter. And we were close. Did the first... Okay, so they scored the empty netter, and then the next time they shot it down there, did it hit the post?
I think it did.
I think it did, too.
But either way, we needed 1 goal from Florida in about
we were close. We were close on that to get the push win because obviously in the playoffs, it's going to somebody gets that 4th goal. So it was a mixed bag. We were lucky to be in it, and then it was kind of a heartbreaker that we lost it. So
I still like the play. The Capitals scoring 3, you got to assume you're good on that total.
Absolutely.
Capitals scoring 4, you got to assume you're good on that total.
Absolutely. Shout out to Bryce Moltaine. Good to see you, Bryce. Bryce got some. He said, "We're the best in the business." Damn right. Tell your friends. We think we are. So, Andrew's here. Golden State versus Memphis was an exciting ending. I'm not gonna lie. I took a little live play on Golden State at halftime at plus 120. I thought they might put a little rally on them again, and they were up. But man, you can't shoot whatever the fuck they shot, 15% or whatever from beyond the arc, and win many basketball games in the NBA.
Yeah, for me, I watched the end of that game. I was going to watch the majority of it, but the Rangers and Penguins kept adding overtimes. So I was kind of busy for, 4 hours watching that game. But I turned it back. I saw Golden State was up 3. I think it was 89-86. So I caught the last couple minutes. Is there a reason why they just didn't try to double team Morant at all as he scored the final 15 points? Like, force anybody else to beat you? I didn't really know what the game plan was for Golden State.
Apparently that wasn't it. Apparently they went into the game saying, well, we're going to make Ja Morant beat us. And he beat him for 3 quarters, and they said, well, we're going to make Ja Morant beat us. So
I just didn't get it.
No, I have no idea.
And you can make an argument saying, well, Memphis is deep, good supporting cast. That's true. But one guy has 30 and change, basically at the start of the 4th quarter, or the midway through the 4th quarter.
Right.
Bane can't move because his back is bothering him, so he can't shoot. And Dylan Brooks we'll get to in a second. So, and Jaren Jackson fouled out. they had no players.
Yeah.
Like, I would have rather have had a Zaire Williamson taking threes than letting Morant get free floater layups on every possession. That's just
And you knew what he was going to do. He was going to drive the lane. That's
the
what he
entire
does.
time.
By the way, a special shout out to Tim. You got to love Tim Earl. Tim checks in on like all the shows. He is the quintessential team player here over here at Max Wagers Network. That's like you, isn't it, Scott?
Really, I
can't keep you out of the comment section.
I was going to say, you really can't keep me out of the comment section. Yeah.
For other people's shows. Scott says he hit the over 25 points for Giannis, Curry, and James and Ja Morant. Oh, that's right.
Giannis made you sweat for it a little bit. He started,
right.
What was he, 0 for 7 to start the game, 0 for 8 to start the game? I remember you asked me about that. I said the one you should be the most concerned about was Curry, and Curry got there barely. A banked-in three-pointer from the top of the key might have helped out or so, but I expected Morant to play well. I expected Giannis to eventually get to 25 or so. I think he finished with 28. I think. But yeah, Steph didn't play well. Clay was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, Clay had a brutal game.
Yeah, he really just kind of carried through the missing those free throws the other night.
Not even just talking about the travel at the end. Truth is, Kerr should have called the timeout. Golden State didn't know what they were doing down 3. They tried to pass from the corner all the way across to Curry at the top of the key, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Call timeout. Organize something. Clay traveled, brick the 3. But even before that, Clay was brutal just the entire way through.
Here's some high praise from Jim. This is his favorite 3 p.m. YouTube betting show.
It's a niche topic, but we'll take the Emmy.
We won't be on the primetime Emmys. We'll be one of the awards they give in the afternoon.
I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because believe me, dude, I went to the Emmys one year, and it's a pain in the ass. It's a lot of traffic. You got to get dressed up.
Well, it's in California, right?
Yes, it's in California.
That's pretty rough.
So
you said traffic, so I pieced 2 and 2 together. California traffic isn't normal traffic.
Yeah, I mean it's even worse than usual because there's no place to park on a good day, and then when it's I don't know, bitch. Hey, Andrew says you got the 3 NCAA baseball players he put on the chat yesterday were all rocking chair winners. Very nice. We told you somebody in the comment section was good at betting college baseball, and it's not only Tim Earl, it's also Andrew as well. Excellent, Andrew, and that's another reason why I love the comment section, because I think we have the best comment section. I could be slightly prejudiced. I think we have the best comment section of any betting show at 3 o'clock. No, at any betting show on YouTube. We've got some great handicappers sharing great picks, and there are 3 picks that you're not going to just find. You're not going to just like see all kinds of data and you're kind of play that. It was 3 college baseball picks. A couple of them were in the weeds, if I remember. Like, it was beautiful. I know one of them, was Dallas Baptist. So yeah, very nice.
I think one was Oregon State under.
Yep, Oregon State under. Yep.
And I know that Arizona was hitting like 70% of their overs or something. I'm assuming that was the third. That was another one in there. I
think it was.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrew. Hey, Bronco Devil with the highest praise we're going to get from him. The best show with 2 guys named Scott.
Jim telling us that we beat out Ellen. It's great. We ended up beating her so badly in the ratings that she had to cancel the show.
Gonna quit. Quit. Drove her to quit. You're welcome. Hey, don't forget to like all these people giving us all these things. Man, make sure you convert those likes in your mind to likes with your thumb or with your clicker or with your mouse, whatever. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you get subscribed to our YouTube channels, both the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel and the Max Wagers Network YouTube channel as well. And naturally, we want you to check out the deal that we got going with our partners over there at Caesars. Still same deal, Scott. $1,100 first bet, absolutely on the house. If you win, you have won $1,000. If you lose, you will be reimbursed by Caesars for that bet. So it is really a true no-lose proposition. First bet only, initial deposits only. Must be in the states that already have Caesars. It must be 21 to play, except if you happen to be in New Hampshire or Wyoming. And the links are in the description, both the code that you must have, and that is ATS wins CZR. And you have to click on the link that is provided. And I wanted to remind you that I also have a premium service available. If you'd like to get more of my picks, The link is in the show description, or you can also go to winnersandwhiners.com, click on the experts tab, and you will find information on how to get signed up with my premium plays. So that about it for the plugs.
Yeah, I believe that's it for the plugs.
Can you tell us the lineup on Max Wagers Network that everybody should be listening to?
So truth is, you should watch every show that Max Wagers Network has. So just keep that in mind. But
what's on at noon?
Oh, that's Midday Money.
Sure, it is. That's
with Tim and Sean. Right? That's Sean and Tim.
Sean Higgs.
Just Sean?
Yeah, just Sean.
Damn it.
Although Tim, he's everywhere, so he's probably on there too.
I thought Tim was doing like a bunch of stuff.
And then at noon or at 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock you have that's Allie's show, isn't it?
I was gonna say we were on her show last night. Yeah, so
it's Allie's show.
Allie Burns.
That's Morning Wood.
Yep, very good. 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock you have your show. Your second show. Technically, right. I was first.
That's right.
You have our show.
First. And then our show, and then 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock is I'm trying to remember if it's plural or not. It is not plural, and that's Tim's show.
It is not. 4 o'clock is Sean Miller doing his.
Oh, that's right. We moved it for soccer. That's right.
And then 5 o'clock.
Oh, you hit me with a trick question.
Tim Nick in Detroit.
Game time decision.
He's getting better, folks. He's
getting better, man. They don't call me the best color man in the business for nothing. They don't call me the best color man for nothing.
Very good. Tim says he's.
I forgot we added the soccer show. My bad.
That Arizona overstat was from another dude.
Okay.
And that stat doesn't check out, so be careful. Okay, there you go.
So I actually don't know where you can find a record of overs and unders for college baseball, because some databases will have basketball. They'll tell you overs, unders. Baseball, I'm not sure about from a game in, game out basis.
Nope, I agree. Eric Nesbitt said he watches every single show. Respect back to you, my brother. Absolutely. That's 5 more shows than Scott watches.
In my defense, I was filming a couple podcasts today. So
fair enough. Busy. I don't know if you know how podcasts work, but you really don't have to film them. But that's
yes, you do.
A story for another day. You film a podcast, it's not a podcast.
Well, I mean, you still record it, but we use Zoom. So technically,
what did I forget to promote, Scott? What is this Saturday?
I don't know. Kentucky Derby?
Yes. It's our Kentucky Derby guide. Absolutely free. If you guys got our baseball guide for free, you know how good it is. But we've got some serious horse guys over there at Winners and Whiners. So make sure you click the link in the description. Once again, it's free. It's got information on all the horses that are going to be running in the Kentucky Derby. I think there's some stuff about the Kentucky Oaks in there as well. Don't hold me to that, but I believe there is. So make sure you get our guide. It should be available on Thursday or Friday at the latest. Plenty of time for you to take advantage of it and get your bets down. So it's weird. Nobody asked me to write for it, Scott, even though I crushed it last year.
That's above my pay grade. I had no say. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't write anything for it either.
I will be the first to admit that is a once in a lifetime performance. I know very, very little about horse racing. I just happened to pick them out of my ass. It will never be repeated. I will say that. So
I'll be the horse track reporter for the Belmont because I'm going again this year.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, buddy, let's find out what happened yesterday, shall we? Let's find out the winners, the whiners, the people that took it in the shorts, the people that took it to the bank. You know who you are. Who had to pick out their flip phone and dial up them coppers? All right, very good. Hey, if you had the Celtics, I know this is a heartbreaking one for many. I had the under, so I liked it. But if you had the Celtics team total over 110.5, they just needed 46 points in the second half. They did not get 46 points. They got 44, and they finished with 109. Celtics team total over 110.5. Throw it in the trash and call the cops.
Yeah, to be honest, the team total under was the lock that I had on the podcast. So that worked out pretty well for me and you, apparently.
Yep, I had the full game under, but yeah, it all worked out.
Either way, if you had the Athletics on the money line against the Rays, they led by 2 runs after 8 innings, and then Zunino hit the game-tying 2-run shot in the 9th, went to the 10th, and Tampa immediately scored 5 runs in the 10th inning. Oakland lost the game.
sending well over 700 fans home disappointed from.
They were extremely mad, but the traffic out of the place wasn't too terrible.
No, it's nothing like the Emmys. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Finally, if you had the Phillies team total over 4.5 going up against those wicked Rangers, they scored 3 runs in the first inning, and they finished with 4. They were only able to add 1 more run in the rest of the other 8 innings because of that lockdown Texas Rangers bullpen. Jeez.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
They've been better lately.
I know. Team total over 4.5 in the Phillies. Call the cops.
Yeah, Philly's not very good.
No, that apparently is the case. That is absolutely.
I believe we had that. It's still early, of course, but it's the same story every year.
It's the same old song and dance. So
same as it ever was. Yeah.
There was good news out there, Scott. There were some people that were on the right side, and I believe one of these is going to be one of these is going to be our premium play. One of them was a kind of a controversial decision. I know you wanted to talk about this a little bit, so let's get right to it. Let's find out who had the nice easy time of it. Who's sitting back with a nice Cohiba, having a fine single malt scotch as they just started to snooze a little bit as they were sitting in the rocking chair.
So the first one was a player prop. If you had the Dylan Brooks props, points, rebounds, assists, 3-pointers, turnovers, really anything, you ended up winning.
Except ejections.
Yeah, except ejections. You ended up winning because we're going to stick with points at 18.5. He had 0 points in the first 3 minutes and then karate chopped Gary Payton II in the head, and he was ejected from the game 3 minutes in. Yeah, you didn't really have to sweat that out because he was thrown out of the venue 3 minutes into the game. You said it was controversial. It was not controversial. It was 100% a flagrant 2. The only question is he getting suspended for game 3? I think he should because Gary Payton II fractured his elbow. I think he should be suspended for game 3.
Yeah, that was unless you had total number of ejections over a half, all the unders cashed.
Do you think he should be suspended for game 3? Because I don't know if you believe in grading a suspension retroactively, but I do believe when the player gets injured for X amount of time, that should play a factor in the overall suspension. So I think Brooks should get suspended minimum 1 game because Payton II is probably done for the year.
I'm kind of hardcore, but I think they should be suspended the same number of games the player misses.
Okay.
I think if you injure somebody and you like you see it a lot in football, low block or a blind side or something, and you tear somebody's knee up and they're done for the year, so are you. No pay. Sorry.
Now, Memorabilia mentions a good point, which is Dylan Brooks getting ejected would actually be beneficial for Memphis because Dylan Brooks stinks. And I was kind of hoping Golden State would make an argument going, no, please, no. He didn't mean it. Like they're trying to convince the refs to keep Brooks in the game. Because if Brooks was in the game, Moran's taken like 10 less shots.
Right.
And Golden State probably would have won the game. I don't think Dylan Brooks is any good, but I do believe he should be suspended because Gary Payton II's season is over and you can't just get away with 1 ejection. I think that should involve missing numerous games.
Maybe they could surprise him and as soon as he starts the next game, they just throw him out. They make him think he's going to play, and then, oh no, you're ejected for this one.
And you're out of here.
You're out of here.
Yeah. But I think he should be suspended minimum game 3.
Yep. I completely agree with that. And if you had the Celtics minus 5.5 against the Bucks, this was never a game, Scott. Led by 25 at halftime. They played with their food a little bit in the second half. They end up losing the second half by 2, as we talked about. They only had 44 points, but they still win by 23. Congratulations. It was exact reversal of game 1.
Yeah, if you want to go for odds makers or drunk in general, the totals in this series, way too high.
Yeah, a little bit. So, yeah, that was one of my premiums yesterday that I had that was the under in that game.
Yeah.
And what else you got?
Looking at the last one, if you ended up having the under in the Warriors-Grizzlies game at 227.
I did.
Steen allegedly had it. Nobody could find it, but he had the play apparently. And it was really never in doubt because 3 of the 4 quarters had less than 54 points, and the game landed 207.
Easy money, baby. Easy money. If only people would have got to see that pick.
Well, you mentioned it on this show. So.
I did say that was my play of the day, but we believe we have found the culprit about what is happening to our YouTube stuff. Hopefully. So,
global warming.
Fingers in this economy.
Yeah.
Hurricanes game should be over before the Mavericks start. Is he rolling it over?
I was going to say it should be because that the Phoenix game starts at 10 and the Carolina game starts at 7. So unless it goes to overtime or something, you should be good by about half an hour.
Yeah, I would think so. Memphis didn't back down. They ended Peyton and gave Draymond a mild concussion.
All in the span of about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Brutal. Brooks looks like a Dave Chappelle fan.
What do you think of that whole story?
I don't know, man.
Well, you were the stand-up comedian. That's why I'm asking.
Well,
you mentioned you got held at gunpoint one time.
Yeah, I was. I wasn't held at gun. They tried.
Somebody was approaching the stage.
Yeah,
and
tried to pull one on me. Yeah. So, and what? So help me out here, bud. What did I miss about Dave Chappelle and Dylan Brooks?
He was. Brooks looked like the Chappelle fan.
Something happened with Chappelle at the Hollywood Bowl. I saw a still of it on Twitter, but I didn't.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you knew the story. So
what happened?
He was on stage, and a fan jumped on stage and just tackled him. And then it's assumed that security beat the crap out of him. And there was a video of him sitting in like I can't say the stretcher for the ambulance because he was sitting upright, but he was on like the bed that they take you to transport you. And his arm was like completely bent backwards.
Okay, I saw the long shot at the Hollywood Bowl and said Chappelle handled it like a pro. And then I saw a guy on the ambulance comparing it to Peter Griffin in Family Guy.
Yeah, when he fell over, whatever. So somebody just decided to tackle Dave Chappelle mid-performance. And Chappelle, I guess, just, handled it.
It is something that you worry about as a performer on stage. I would even worry about it more these days because I think the window of what you can talk about has narrowed. So it's much easier to offend people. I've talked about my story before. I offended somebody that wasn't all there mentally, but it's something, and obviously when I was touring, I was in a lot better shape too. So, I didn't worry about it as much as like a female would have to, or, as I would today. But yeah, it's always in the back of your mind, man, when you start having interactions with, and I don't know if you had an interaction with the guy, but people will get most upset if they're heckling you or if they're talking loudly or maybe not even heckling, but they're trying to help. They talk back and they think they're helping the show, and you fucking put them in their place, and you start out nice and then you get not nice, and some people take real umbrage to that. And especially if they've had a few, there's been definite times. I think every comic would tell you stories about people that have approached them on stage or gotten on the stage. It's scary shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's a weird part of the business. So good for Chappelle that he wasn't seriously hurt.
The Tyson one was weird memorabilia because he wasn't being physically attacked. Somebody was just trying to start something up, probably for a payday. That's why most people, if anybody, would start up with Mike Tyson. Like, you can be dumb, but that's next level dumb if you're not having a game plan before you decide to poke the bear of Mike Tyson. And yeah, Tyson turned around and smacked the crap out of him. Could he have beaten him like more badly? Yes. But now, shocker, Mike Tyson's being sued for assault, and the guy's probably going to get paid. So it was definitely calculated. Just saying. Yep.
There you go. So they said that somebody said that they might have had a gun. Said he might have been armed. Oh, and then the JC Stone talking about the guy that shot Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah,
that was surprised that doesn't happen more often.
There's really one story or one overlying theme at a lot of these venues, and there's one meme about it with the old guy who's the security person who's like barely doing a pat down. They really need to improve some security at some of these venues.
I'm okay with going through a metal detector.
The metal detector is fine, but I'm saying even just security stage presence. They just need a couple more guys.
Well, it
just to
used to
make
be.
sure that nobody fully gets on stage. Because it's one thing if you're sitting front row. I just don't know how somebody sitting front row has time to climb on stage and spear the performer before anybody moves.
Yeah, when did they stop having like the badass security guys between the front row and the stage
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
talking
are
about.
just turned around? You got them
Like
spaced
the
about
concert mosh pit bouncer guys.
right. You got them spaced about every 6 feet, and they just sit there with their arms folded, looking at the crowd. What happened to those fuckers?
Yeah, I don't know.
He had a plastic. He had a plastic. They had a plastic holder. He had a knife in it. Dude had a fake gun and was actually there was actually a knife. That's
Either way,
up.
the point is that there needs to be better security at some of these venues. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and you would think, you'd think the Hollywood Bowl would have it figured out. It ain't exactly Stinky's nightclub, I don't know. Good for Chappelle, and that's
Chappelle's going to turn this into a stand-up bit in like 2 months, right?
Of course,
of
course he is. Has to. Mm-hmm. Richard Pryor did it when he set himself on fire freebasing. So, yeah, you have to actually make light of it. All right, so enough about that. Let's talk about what's going on tonight. Scott, was there any surprises last night in the world of hockey for you? How'd you feel about the hockey outcomes?
I'd say the main surprise was the Capitals-Panthers game, not the actual total, which was a bit annoying, but the overall result with the Capitals winning. Everything else was not that surprising. I thought the Rangers would win. I mean, triple overtime's triple overtime. That's a coin flip game and a coin flip series. Pittsburgh got it done. The Colorado's game did not surprise me at all. In fact, my McKinnon power play prop cashed in about 3 minutes. I said over half a point on the power play at plus 140. He got in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So that worked out well. But I feel like the score jumps off 7-2. And then you realize, once again, Nashville's starting goalie's dead. And they're going to just lose handily in every game in the series before Saros comes back. But the one surprise has to be Washington winning. I was disappointed in Florida's performance.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Well, I suggested taking a spin on the Capitals yesterday on Chris's show, just because of the value. But
yeah, you have the experience. I get it. But when you're the President's Trophy winner, you probably should not get outplayed for about 2.5 periods by the Capitals.
Right. Oh, and I did misspeak earlier. They did have. I forgot they had one in the first. I thought they had all their goals in the third period, but they did have one in the first. So it was 2-1.
Yeah.
Panthers, not 2-zip. Bronco Devils said security guys are too overweight. Let me tell you something.
They take up a lot of surface area.
Let me tell you something about overweight security guys. Here's how it is, and I'll put myself in this group as well. We may not be able to go long. We're not gonna go 10 rounds, but for the first 30 seconds, which is really generally what you need from a security guard, I'll take a fat muscled guy any fucking day of the week. Yeah. I'll take somebody with some heft that just throws those motherfuckers right back in the crowd.
So you're also forgetting it's not really about the quickness there. The point is you don't want them to have the opportunity to go up on stage in the first place.
Right.
So if you have security guards that are taking up more space because they're heavier, that's not a bad thing in this situation.
It is not. It is absolutely not. You need some heft, and you might have to push back against the crowd surging forward and that kind of stuff. And, yeah, you don't want to see Barney Fife out there. Jesus Christ.
I just immediately think of Kevin Bacon in Animal House. Like, remain calm. All is well. And then he gets immediately trampled. Like, that's the contrary of, that's the opposite side of getting an athletic person who can maybe do something. No, he's going to get trampled. So.
one hitter quitters. That's right, buddy. That's right. Just takes one. Predators going to win a game?
No. I thought they would potentially win one, and we'll see if Saros stands on his head. But for the most part, I thought that Colorado was going to win in 5, which was my initial thought.
Right.
Nothing about that game yesterday surprised me besides being up 4-0 in 13 minutes. That was a bit excessive. But no, Nashville's not very good, and they're missing their best player. So.
Yep, very good. And as far as the NBA games go, we talked a little bit about those. What'd you learn? Did you learn anything last night that you didn't know before? Were you surprised the Bucks were that non-competitive?
I would say yes, because I was leaning Bucks plus the points. But my favorite play in that game was the under and the Celtics team total under, which somehow got there.
Right.
But the point is, I was expecting low-scoring games, and we ended up getting those in both. Pretty handily, actually. Both games weren't even close to the total. But the main takeaways I had was that I thought the Bucks series was going to go 6 or 7, and I thought Memphis's series was going to go 6 or 7, and now we're at a game apiece in both, 2 games through.
Yep.
So they both should be going 6 or 7. So no, I did not really learn anything. Did you?
Off and running? No, not at all.
I'm not going to overreact to the game. It's classic zigzag theory. I'm not going to overreact to it.
Jojo Rabbit said he was crowd surfing once and pushed into one of those huge bouncers. He just threw me back into the crowd with no effort at all. Mm-hmm. That's the way it works, man.
I'm picturing like Mongo in Blazing Saddles. It's like the one guy who could just like knock out a horse no problem. Like that's the type of security guys you're getting. You can just flick you across the room.
Karras, exactly. Yeah. Or you go the other direction and hire Ninja 13, 3rd degree black belt, and he's a security guard at a nightclub. Yeah, sometimes, and I'm sure he has a lot of opportunities to show people that they have underestimated him. If he's not, especially if he's not a big dude, if he's just a regular sized dude that happens to be very, very well schooled at karate, then I would imagine some people get surprised on a nightly basis at that club, depending on how rowdy it is. Mm-hmm. But he's a small Vietnamese guy. There you go. That's exactly the kind of fuckers you like. Blah, 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 and then all of a sudden you're on the ground. Like, how did that happen? Mm-hmm. I did not see that coming at all.
Like, yeah, you have Joe Rogan pops out of nowhere. He's got the tap. He's got the joke.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit. That's exactly right too, man. Trying to see what's going on. The Royals not making much of a show of it. Bubic, now that I didn't fade him, he's pitching as poorly as I anticipated last time. Wainwright seems to have found his mojo again, and it's called the Kansas City Royals, but they're up 7-0.
I am going to ask you, though, about Bubic just quickly. Shocker, by the way, if you didn't realize, Joe Adell got sent down again yesterday. So have fun with that experiment, Los Angeles. But Bubic's ERA is 13.
Yes.
I'm assuming he's not starting again, right? They're going to send him down, I'm assuming, and bring him up maybe in a month or two.
Oh, no, he'll start again.
They're just going to keep throwing him out there to get killed?
If he gets killed in his next start, he'll maybe go down.
Because he got 1 out today. He gave up 4 runs. It might be time to consider sending him back down to AAA.
Yes. I haven't kept up with how everybody's doing at AAA so far, so I don't know who's in a position to come up. But yeah, you can't keep a black hole like that. And we'll see how Lynch does, but Kansas City potentially has 2 gigantic black holes there with the two lanky lefties in Lynch and
I forgot what Lynch's ERA was. I remember it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going into his last start.
I think it's under 10.
I'm saying I don't think it's that bad per se. I know Hernandez has been a bit shaky. Truth is, Greinke's been nails. Keller's been good too, and that's basically it. I feel like the back 3 of your rotation have been kind of awful.
Yeah. Jojo Rabbit says the St. Louis parlays not looking bad. He got the cards in the blues.
By the way, I thought so. Lynch has a 3.86 ERA.
Oh wow, so he's had like 2.
I'm saying Lynch has not been that bad.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm just thinking of like his first outing was just horrible.
Yeah, but Bubic, I mean, ERA of 13. It might be time.
Yeah, I think he started 5 games, had 1 decent appearance, and it was again when we faded him. So
yeah.
What do you call the St. Louis parlay? If you got the name for the Bada Bing in New York, what do you the Arch Madness? I mean, I know that's taken.
That works, I guess.
That's taken. It's probably copywritten. So
probably, but you just said it.
1777 says people are saying major league hitters are getting exposed with the no juice ball. I don't know if exposed is the right word, but I think what we're finding out is the new ball isn't a great match for the way the game has evolved into a checker or record game, basically, where you're striking out or swinging for the fences. And if you got a ball that don't fly, now you're just striking out or making out.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, Memorabilia had a follow-up point saying that people are claiming that the hitters are hitting the ball just as hard, but it's just not traveling as far.
I showed you that stat the other day, right? Did I show you that graphic? Did I send that to you guys?
You did. Now, the point is that I do believe that the new ball isn't helping. I miss the juice ball, but I also believe the couple years of juicing the baseball has definitely, I'd say, warped our expectations of what to expect moving forward. But it also goes into the fact that the actual philosophy of baseball has changed. And you are already, with the juice ball, getting more strikeouts because more teams were just trying to hit home runs in the checker or wrecker style of play. And now you're not even hitting as many home runs, but you're still wrecking.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
that's why the batting averages are so low. It's why the baseball totals are so low. The ball definitely hurts because you're getting less home runs, but the actual mindset is still resulting in a bunch of strikeouts.
Yep. Exactly right. Paul Starrett has a great name for it. The Show Me Parlay. I'm down.
Works for me.
That's the name. Jan Dudley, good baseball dude, by the way, does a lot of research. Pat Corbin, 19 earned in 19 innings pitched in Colorado tonight. What happened to that dude?
He sold his soul to the devil and his talent to the devil to win a World Series ring.
Yeah, he fell off the cliff, man. No question about it.
We might be mentioning that game later.
Might be mentioning that game later. He also had a bad year last year. Yep.
Yeah, he was not good.
But nothing like this year. Oh, that's very true. And we'll, like I said, we might touch on some of those stats a little bit later. Any surprises early baseball that you've seen? The scores there.
I'd say the main surprise is, well, this team has a losing record, so I'm not that surprised. But hell, Pittsburgh's only 4 under. Good for them. I thought they'd be the Reds right now, but no. If you want to talk about actual surprises, I'd say my main surprise here is San Diego,
right?
Being 15-8, and they're winning right now in the 6th inning. I like their win total under when the season didn't start yet because I figured Tatis was going to be out for a couple months.
Yep.
I wasn't a big fan of the overall lineup without him, and yet they are on pace to be 16-8, which I find extremely surprising. I thought they would be a decent team, finishing somewhere around 84. But if you're 16-8, I'll admit I was wrong about you because the Padres have actually been really good.
Well, it's a long season, but
I'm saying as of right now, you said what surprised me. I did not think San Diego would get off to this good of a start with no Tatis.
I'm surprised that Arizona has played as well as they have. They're looking at pulling to 500 if they can hold on against the Marlins there.
They're going for the sweep.
And and the Marlins, they're going to be 500 as well if they lose that one. So, 1777 talking about the rotation for the Pods. Manaea, Clevenger, Musgrave, Darvish.
Yeah, we knew it was good. The issue was going to be the bullpen and the lineup without Tatis.
Yeah.
And the pitching has been good, obviously. That wasn't the question. The question was, can the offense hit enough? And it seems like Machado and Hosmer have really picked up the slack without Tatis.
Yeah, see, those guys had been, I think, dramatically overpaid for what they've produced for.
Well, Machado's been really good. Hosmer's contract has been a mess.
Well, if everybody in Kansas City knew the secret with Hosmer, he was gonna hit 260, knock in 80 runs, and hit 20 and hit 20 homers, and that's
pretty much. I mean,
that's his max. He's a good first baseman. But that's a position that there's a lot of good first basemen out there.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the Machado contract, and I know he's getting paid a bunch of money, and you can make an argument if he should or shouldn't. He still had 106 RBIs last year. He's batting .375 this year. So I still think Machado's a great player. I'm not sure what exactly he would be worth, but his contract isn't as bad, in my opinion, as Hosmer's, because Hosmer's underachieved every year he's been in San Diego.
Yeah, he really has. And that's that's surprising to me. If you'd told me if you'd asked me how many RBIs Machado had, I would have said 92. So the fact
last season?
Yeah. So the fact that he had 106, I think that's surprising.
But I'm saying he's going to be around 100. Hosmer, you're paying like he's going to be a 90 RBI first baseman, and he's usually in the 70s.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, he's usually going to top out at 80 RBIs, hit 17 to 20 home runs. I don't know.
Yeah, a bunch of doubles thrown in there.
Yep, he'll hit some gap to gap stuff. So good for the Padres. And yeah, I was on you. I thought once again the Giants were going to be better than the Pods, and that so far has not been the case. So Yankees have been a big surprise as far as I know what you projected, and I think what a lot of people projected. Scott,
I thought they would finish 4th in the division, and they've won 11 straight. So they have the best.
Can they sustain? I mean, obviously they're not going to win the rest of the games, but can they sustain their division lead?
I think they can. The fact that they took the first 2 in Toronto and they actually beat a game that Manoah started is huge for the Yankees, just confidence-wise moving forward, because the Yankees were not very good, especially in Toronto last year. But I do think the main takeaway from the Yankees that is sustainable is the fact that I think they have the best bullpen in the league. And I mentioned it yesterday. Chapman's still going to be eventful in the 9th. He's given up no earned runs, but it's not pretty when he comes in. But you look at who the Yankees have in that bullpen, it's absolute nails. Michael King's been great. You can look at all the setup guys. I know Loizac has been hit or miss, but Holmes has been insane. You can really just go down the line of who they have. Green's been good. Castro's been good. They just have a lot of bullpen arms. The lineup has been producing more than I thought it would. Judge has really caught fire over the last week and change. But I do think the one sustainable part is the bullpen.
Okay. Angels first place in the West. I think, didn't Tim like the Angels and we roasted him pretty hard for it?
I don't recall if he liked the Angels or not. I know we didn't. I think he did like the Angels.
I do too. I think.
I know he liked the
We
Mariners.
definitely didn't.
I know we didn't. Truth is, I'm not fully surprised by the Angels' initial success because Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon are all healthy for now. We'll see if they can stay healthy. That's usually the problem you run into, is the fact that two of those three usually get hurt.
Yep, that's absolutely true. And we baked that in when we made our assessment. So, again, I will say 25 games do not a season make.
See, memorabilia, I think that Trevino and Higgy are not good hitting catchers, but defensively they are actually really good, and Trevino's kind of been the starting catcher recently. But I can say that he sucks when he's had 2 appearances with Garrett Cole, and Cole's given up no runs. So just because you can't hit doesn't mean that you're an awful catcher. Trevino's a really good fielding catcher, and he's a very good framer of pitches.
And apparently calls a pretty good game as well.
Which is a very underrated skill. But I wouldn't say he sucks. He can't hit. Like, he sucks at hitting. But fielding-wise, the Yankees have really good fielding catchers and really good game callers behind home plate.
Yep. And it almost seems like as the Yankees resurgence has coincided with the resurgence of Garrett Cole. Obviously, he's just starting one every 5 days. But do you think there's a bit of an attitude adjustment? Do you think there's a
I'm assuming you watched Cole start against Kansas City.
Yeah.
He didn't look very good, to be honest. He didn't look sharp at all, but he gave up no runs.
Well, and we've talked before. You've got to win. You got to win those games in the middle. You got to win those games when you don't have your best stuff, and you got to win your games when you don't have any stuff.
Call it a couple of bases loaded jams first, and he got into trouble. I would say Cole has not really looked dominant in his last. He didn't look dominant in his last start against Kansas City, but I think that goes back to Trevino's point. Or my point about him is that he calls a good game. He knows what pitches are working and what doesn't. And he can potentially steal you a strike or two by framing. So it seemed like Cole battled, but do I think he would have battled that well if Gary Sanchez was his catcher? Probably not.
Okay. All right, let's make some real quick, and I mean really quick, but I kind of realized we recapped it. We really didn't do any picks for tonight. Philadelphia, Miami -8, 207.5. What do you got?
So for this one, I am going to go with Miami.
Okay.
I want to make a case for Philly. I just don't think they can score. I like the team total under for the Sixers.
Yep.
It's around 100.5. I like the under. They got 92 in game 1. I'll give them 95 in game 2. I'll be generous.
I'm the same place in that. Dallas, Phoenix -6, 216.
I'm taking Phoenix. At the end of the day, Doncic scored 45.
Yep.
Congratulations. Phoenix took their foot off the gas entirely when they were up 16 with about 5 minutes to go. I gave out a play today on the Suns -1.5 games in this series. I just think Phoenix is an awful matchup for Dallas.
Yep. Now that Booker's back, I think the series is over.
But what can you do? You're looking at the big men that Dallas has. You need Kleber to go 5 for 8 from 3 again. And Powell played 16 minutes. Ayton's going to feast.
Absolutely. NHL, Carolina -125.5 over Boston.
I know that Carolina's done really well against Boston this season. I think it's going to be a tough series. I'm taking Boston. I know that it's a hot take. You can argue that the money line should be a lot higher because Carolina's killed this team in every meeting they've had this season. So I wouldn't take the Bruins at this price because I think it should be higher. But I personally think they'll win the game. I don't mind an overtime draw if you want to go for 3-1.
Okay. I'm not getting in front of that freight train.
Yeah, I know you won't. I'm mentioning my personal thoughts. I think that series is going 6 or 7.
Fair enough. Tampa Bay, Toronto. Toronto -135, 6.5.
I'm going to hold my nose and take Tampa. Vasilevsky's so good off losses. And after that embarrassing showing, I got to assume Tampa responds.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that last night on the Alley Show. Vasilevsky, an incredible record after playoff.
He's undefeated, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
What is he, 14-0?
14-0, 5 shutouts. Yeah, just absolutely brutal. St. Louis, Minnesota. Minnesota 146 is your number. Going back to the Blues, dude.
Yeah, going into the series, I liked Minnesota.
Yep.
And then I saw game one, and I remembered that Marc-Andre Fleury playoff performances are a box of chocolates. And for the most part, there's a lot of value on St. Louis. Husso had the shutout. I'm going with St. Louis.
Speaking of a goalie that, it's not like you don't know what you're going to get. He's not a box of chocolates. He's box
just bad.
He's just an empty box with the fucking wrappers in there.
Or it's rotten chocolates, one of the two.
As Edmonton laying 200 against Los Angeles. You want to lay 200 with Mike Smith?
No chance. I think if you're going to take Edmonton, or if you want to back them doing well, take the team total over, because if they're going to win, they're probably going to score 4. At least that's how I'm looking at it. I like the over in this game. I know we covered that on Total Chaos yesterday. If you want an actual side play on this game, I think it's quite attractive to get the Kings plus 1.5 at around minus 135.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. All right, very good. Well, that leaves us just one thing left to do. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Did you make some adjustments there at your place?
What do you
mean? I thought the sound seemed a little better.
Thank you. No, I didn't touch anything. I did change the poster, so maybe the poster behind me, moving it a little bit, did something.
That must be it. That fixed everything.
Hey, you're the one who mentioned something. I didn't mention anything. I know. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, though.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic. It sounded better. I was being sarcastic when I said, well, that changed everything. It just sometimes sound is different. Day to day, atmosphere, the humidity, the pressure. Sometimes sound is just different. That's the
Could be. I don't know. So I don't know if I need the new mic in the end. We'll see.
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. Good talk.
All right, good talk. All right, guys, it is that time. It is Wednesday. It is Hump Day. It is Star Wars Day. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. Man, you could just party your ass off right into from the 4th to the 5th, and you get the Revenge of the 6th. So it's a 3-day weekend right in the middle of your week.
Tequila. Right. Yeah, that's the game plan for Cinco de Mayo.
So before you go out and get all drunky, we got something going on here, and we are going to we're going to do it. We're going to put on our good May the 4th overalls. We're going to put on our straw hats, climb aboard our John Deere, get our keychain out, put them in the ignition, and fire that bad boy up, because kids, once again, it is time to bet the farm.
You going to play the sound effect? I guess we're not playing the sound effect. Moo.
Hang on, there's moose coming.
Okay.
There's moose coming, buddy.
Cool.
I had to
I hit the crowd with a move from me.
I heard. All right, there we go. Apologies, everybody. I had to stand up and get my hat. Yes, good afternoon. I love the way you tip your hat, Rochelle. It really is.
Howdy.
It is really you could be in the Midwest, my friend.
I could.
All right. So we talked about yesterday having an unfortunate ending. Probably deserved a little better fate, but we didn't get it. But we're going to move on, guys, and we are going to play a little baseball game, and it's one a couple of you were talking about. And we really had to kind of dance around this one. It is going to be the Colorado Rockies on the run line at plus 130. Talked a little bit about surprising teams. The Rockies are one of them. They are off to a 13-10 start. They have been very good at home, 9-5 on the season.
That second part's not surprising because they were great at home last year too.
Yes, they were. They were not. Yes, not surprising. They've been better on the road.
Yeah,
they're still very good. Still very good at home. And somebody mentioned this gentleman just a minute ago. It's Pat Corbin, and he has been awful. And here it is by the numbers: 8.69 ERA, 2.0 WHIP. The Nats are 0-5 in his starts, and they have been outscored by an average of 5 runs per game when young Master Corbin toes the slab. And the Nats bullpen is dreadful, especially on the road. They are worst in the majors, 6.58 ERA, 1.69 WHIP. And finally, The Nationals, they have lost 16 games so far. 13 of those games have come by 2 runs or more. If you're going to take Colorado here, you might as well take that plus money and grab the run line. And that's exactly what we're going to do, as Bet the Farm is heading to the mountains to take the Colorado Rockies plus 130.
I'm assuming the bullpen numbers you mentioned for Washington were specifically on the road.
Yes, I did say
Okay.
worse. I thought I said worst road bullpen.
Yeah, it's worst road bullpen. Okay, cool.
Yes, I thought I said that. If I didn't, yes, it is. It was on the scroll.
Yeah.
So apologies if I didn't say that. But that's it. We're fading Pat Corbin. We're fading the Nats. We're going to take the Rockies to keep on winning. And that's going to do it for our farm, and that's going to do it for the show here on this Wednesday. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to check out all the other offerings here at Winners and Whiners. One more at Max Wagers Network and Winners and Whiners. Make sure if you're not getting over there to read Winners and Whiners, you should do that. We don't talk about the website much. Get your ass over there. Read some of the great write-ups by guys like yours truly right there, Scott Reichel and Dave the Dominator, Ben the Pen, Jordy. Got a lot of fine writers over there. So anyway, guys have a great day. Good luck on all your plays. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to stop by and see us again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. Scott and I will once again do our best to help you guys on that journey